I'm happy to announce that I am 11 weeks pregnant. Ken and I are expecting our very first child come January of 2025.
What's the next chapter for Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Motherhood.
How do you feel?
I'm excited. At first I was very nervous, but I'm very excited.
You talked about a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes, the mood swings are wicked.
The 32-year-old reality TV star and formerly incarcerated felon sharing the big news with her millions of social media followers. It seems these days, wherever you go, all eyes seem to be on Gypsy Rose, with people following her every move.
I understand that the way we're doing things is it'll happen in its own timing, but right now it's just not that timing.
Her latest show on Lifetime, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, depicting her day-to-day after spending 8 years in prison for her role in her mother's murder.
You know my story. Now let's see what I do with my life.
Since her release just 6 months ago, she's embraced her freedom, fixing her teeth, getting a nose job, and filing for divorce from her husband, Ryan Anderson. And while she still lives with her dad, Rod, and stepmom, Christy, she's rekindled a relationship with her former fiancé, Ken Urker.
So to be clear, you haven't been with your ex for this is clearly
Months.
Ken's
March.
baby.
It was mid-March when I left Ryan. So this is absolutely 100% Ken's baby. There was never any question of paternity.
And what was Ken's reaction?
His reaction was shock. He was very shocked, but that shock wore off and faded off into happiness. So he was very happy. We're both very excited for this next chapter in our lives. I don't think either one of us thought 6-7 months ago we would ever be in this position.
Blanchard knows motherhood for her will be fraught. She pled guilty to second-degree murder for plotting to have her own mother killed after years of abuse. Her mother, Dee Dee, forced her to undergo unnecessary surgeries, shaved her head, and kept her in a wheelchair with a feeding tube for much of her childhood. After years of medical trauma, she had concerns about her own ability to have a family.
I think the one thing that I had wanted to know was, am I able to have children after all the surgeries and the medications that I had been put on and put through? I didn't know if that had any effect on my fertility.
You had fears about not being able to get pregnant. Do you have fears about being a mom?
I don't have any fears about being a mother. I think with the circumstances that I have been through, I have learned what not to do. I understand that with my past, there's going to be a lot of people that kind of question if I even should be a mother or even have children in my care.
If your critics are wondering that, how do you feel confident that you'd be able to teach your children right from wrong?
I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I have made mistakes in the past, and I will probably make minor mistakes going forward. But at the same time, I do know right from wrong, and learning from past mistakes is a growth that comes with time.
After a lifetime of hardship and trauma, she sees this as a chance to right the wrongs of her own childhood.
Yeah, I'm getting emotional, guys. Sorry. All the things that I wanted in a mother, I want to give to this baby. My mother did not want to see me meet those milestones that every child should have. Like going on a first date, a prom, a bike ride, all of those little milestone moments that make life worth living. I didn't get to have that. And so I want my child to have all of the things that he or she could ever want in life.
How do you plan to tell your child about your own childhood and the role you had in your mother's murder?
That question has plagued my mind for a long time. And I've come to a point where I understand that that question is going to be asked by my child someday. So I feel like when that time comes, Ken and I will sit down and have that conversation, and I will explain in the most honest way possible.
In the meantime, she's focusing on her future and building the life she says she never had.
And will there be another docuseries down the road? Will the cameras
I don't
continue to
know.
roll?
I don't know yet. You never know what the future holds with that. But once the baby's born, I really feel strongly that I don't want my baby to be in front of a camera. There is a level of responsibility that I have to make sure that my child is protected.